What's up, guys? This is Icons and Convos, episode 2. I'm your host, Mr. PJ Owens. This is the Black Business Edition, okay? I want you guys to share this post, tag a bunch of Black businesses. First of all, let me just back up. How y'all doing today? How are y'all doing? It's been a rough couple of days. Yeah, but again, this is Icons and Convos. I want you guys to share, tag this post, tag a bunch of Black businesses, tag people who might just got some ideas and they don't know how to get started. This is the show for you, okay? This is Icons and Convos. I'm your host, Mr. PJ Owens. Hey again, guys, it's PJ Owens, your host for Icons and Convos. I hope you all are having an amazing day. I hope you all are enjoying the day as much as you can. I know that we had a rough couple days, right? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Honest question. How you guys doing? And also, as you come in, please drop the emoji fist in the comment section below, okay? Drop the emoji fist because Black power is real power. So many different pivots and so many different changes happening at one time, right? All happening at the same time. So this is a moment. I want to use this show to highlight all Black businesses. First of all, it's dedicated to Black businesses, but I wanted to bring some of my friends and family on this show to just share with us about business and the importance of it and just how are we all thriving during this moment. Not even the pandemic. The pandemic was over, then other stuff started happening. Y'all, just a bunch of just stuff. Okay, and I know that I'm not the only one who kind of felt the heaviness, right? The heaviness of this weekend with all that went on. But I'm so happy to see so many peaceful protests, and I'm so happy to see so many brothers and sisters stepping up to do what needs to be done so that our voices are heard, not only in the community, but in the world. You feel me? Because we are now making a global impact, and I think that is amazing. So again, as you come into the room, give me the emoji fist, right? Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Again, please share this post. Tag businesses, tag your networks, tag your tribes, tag your communities. We want to have a conversation, but more than anything, I want this to be a moment where we just kind of just breathe together. We woosah together. We exhale together. You feel what I'm saying? That's the moment that we all need right now. So on today's show, I have some amazing people, okay? First, I have my family, my aunts, my uncle, all of the people, all of the great people from Hafiz's Beauty Supply right here in Philadelphia. We have some Black-owned beauty supply stores right here in our hometown of Philadelphia. All of the businesses that I'll be talking to today are based in Philadelphia. Next, I have Icon, Miss Business Career Coach Extraordinaire, Miss Michelle Snow of the Michelle Snow Network, and all the amazing things that she do in the community and in the world, okay? And then I have my good friend, my homie, my brother, Dr. John Graves, right? From Here's to Cool Stuff thrift store on South Street here in Philadelphia, and also of JGP Productions. If y'all have never seen some of his work, I doubt that y'all never seen some of his work. If you're in the area or anywhere remotely close to the area, you've been to a John Graves play. He is phenomenal. And I don't endorse just anything, but this guy is absolutely amazing. So again, thank you all for joining me. For those that are watching the playback on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're joining me, wherever you are, thank you so much. I pray that this show sends some love and some light to you in such a tumultuous time in society. I pray that this is just a little escape for you. But if you are a business owner and you have an idea of any sort, I promise you, you need to be on this show right now. This is just part one. Okay, this is part one. I'm going to do a part two next month, but this is part one. And I want you guys to get all the information, ask the questions, all that good stuff, okay? So for those of you who've never heard of me, I am PJ Owens. I am a content curator and brand strategist. Peach, what does that mean? That's a whole lot. Basically, I am hired by companies all over, both large and small, to develop lucrative plans for their business and also to create amazing content that they're able to use in the market to connect with their audience that will bring brand awareness and what brand revenue. Because at the end of the day, we got to make a coin. That black coin, and that black coin can stay in our community if we work together. You feel me? So if there's ever a time when you need my services, oh, that is my company. You see that? Muse, M-U-S-E. Oh, wait, backwards. Yeah, that way. Muse Branding and Development Agency, and you can visit me at musebrandingagency.com and also at Muse Brand Online on all of your social platforms. Okay, so again, we're going to get started. I'm excited. My first guest is the wonderful sisters from Hafiz Sisters Beauty Supply right here in Philadelphia. I think that's still considered uptown. I think it is. I'm probably showing my age, which is fine. But again, guys, please share this post. Please share with your friends. Tag your business friends. This is going to be an amazing show. So again, I'm done talking. I've done my intro. All of my notes, they done. Whatever wasn't said is fine. I want to vibe with you guys and just feel your energy, okay? So right now, I'm going to bring in my first guest, okay? I call her Remy and Zay. These are the people who we love, the people who I call family, okay? These are the Hafiz sisters from Hafiz Sisters Beauty Supply right here in Philadelphia. Hey now, yes. I got one more. Wait a minute. Hey now.
Did she?
What's up, y'all?
What's up?
Yeah, come on, branding. I see it on the shirts.
Oh,
yes. First of all, thank y'all for joining me so much. I know everything like happened really fast, right? Like last night, I was just in this headspace like, yo, yesterday morning, I woke up like, I can't talk about what I wanted to talk about. It's not authentic. It's not genuine. So I said, I have to now pivot, which many of us are having to do in this season, right? So I said, I got to reach out to my people. The people got to know of all of the goodness that we are involved in and everybody that's in the community that's doing some great stuff. So again, thank you all for coming on to Icons and Convos.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. So in a nutshell, just tell us all who you are, what you do, all that stuff. I need your brand story right now. Come on, talk to us. And I'm not sure who wants to go first, but y'all, we'll work it out.
Yeah, we always do that. Talk over each other anyway. Yeah. But Zainab and I are sisters. We are the Hafiz sisters of Hafiz Sisters Beauty Supply Store.
Nice.
We grew up around entrepreneurs. Our parents were entrepreneurs. They were fashion designers, well known throughout Philadelphia, New York, Chicago, the tri-state area as designers. Okay. So it was only right for us to continue. I started out going to hair school, then jumping into the healthcare industry. But my sister Zainab, right out of high school, she's a licensed cosmetology for over 30 years now.
Okay.
So we decided a few years ago, you know what, let's do this. There's a missing link in the beauty supply industry because we are the ones that are spending the billions of dollars
right
on Asian-owned beauty supply stores. So we thought, why would it not be right for us to have our own and make it a family business? So it's myself and Zainab, both of our husbands and our children. So anytime you come in our store, you will see any one of our family members. Even my mother, she's at the door, she's helping out. So
I love it.
This is Beauty Supply. We're a full-fledged retail beauty supply store.
I love it. So Zaina, did you want to jump in and add something to that?
Basically, that's it. Tia came to me quite a few years ago, and she said, this is needed. What do you feel about this? And I'm like, gung-ho, been in the business over 30 years. It's needed. Baby sis, let's do it.
I love it.
So we did the research. We went to Atlanta. We took a course as far as this company, BSI, Beauty Supply Institute. And it's been just uphill from there.
I love it.
They helped us do the whole footwork as far as finding the building and funding and held our hand all the way through, which was truly a blessing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm so happy that I had the opportunity and the pleasure of helping y'all create this amazing thing. Come on,
Yeah.
right?
That's right. All in the family.
All in the family, right? All in the family. So I want to just clear up any misconceptions that people may have, because people are like, well, what do they sell? You know, what is this? Unfortunately, well, let me just put a pause here for a second. Today, I just want to debunk all of this stuff. All of the negativity that people might have about Black businesses, because the conversation, we need to have it in an honest way so that we can now progress forward together in a healthy way, right? So I think that these are very relevant conversations. So let's just clear up any misconceptions. What do you guys actually sell in the store for people who don't know?
Well, we are a retail beauty supply store.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people compare us to the Asians, which is what we do. We have basically everything they carry.
That part.
Well, we don't have everything, but we try to be more so careful about how much we get and what we get, because we like our items to continually to go by the date, the expiration, because we get too much, we get too far out overhand, and the expiration is not good. We don't do that. We believe in coming in. We help you out from, like I said, I've been a stylist for over 30-something years. Atia also is a licensed stylist, so she knows. My husband is a licensed barber.
Nice.
And my brother-in-law, he's been in retail selling sales for years, so it all goes hand in hand.
I love it.
We are a retail beauty supply store that when you come in, we can help you for your hair, what you need for you. So you're not coming into a location where we're looking like, try this, try that, try this, try that. We're going to consultate you, what's going on with your hair, what's been going on with your body. And it's all about inward as far as outward. So I'm into nutrition as well. So all of us are. So that's how we were raised. So basically we go into, your diet. Everything has a lot to do with your hair, your skin and all of that. Because we do sell some skin, care products also.
I love it. I love it.
We are.
I love how you said we'll consultate you. That means y'all not just letting us come up in here getting whatever we want. You're gonna consultate us.
You're not gonna get that at the other.
Right.
I love it.
Well, I think that's what's so unique about our store, is because I've had people leave out just so excited because they were like, I can't believe you helped me pick out a shampoo or pick out oil and just didn't sell me anything on the shelves. And I always tell people, no, you don't need that. And they was like, oh, you're not trying to push that on me? I'm like, that's not what we're here to do. We're here to help our people, our community, because we know what you need for your hair.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And let's get into some of these comments. I see people are talking and they're asking questions. Look who that is. That look like my mama. She said, love the personal attention that they provide. Yes, I totally agree, Mom. Yes. Deanna. Oh, that's Uncle T. He said, absolutely right on, Fist. Let's get into some other people. Kendria said, I can't wait to go. Okay. Deanna said, yes, consultation. I love it. I love it. I love it. So the people are talking, and the one thing that they're asking is where you guys located. So let's just, I'm going to say that a couple times, but just let us know where you guys located.
Okay, well, it's Hafiz Sisters Beauty Supply Store. Hafiz, Hafiz Beauty Supply Store. Also our website, www.hafizsistersbeautysupply.com, which is up and running. Hafiz Sisters Beauty Supply Store is at 59 West Shelton Avenue. 1914. Okay.
Four. Come on, all the fours. Come on. That's fine. I love it. And people are saying they cannot wait to get there. Guys, please support. And y'all know, if you follow me, you're part of my tribe, I don't just endorse anybody. I endorse quality. And I endorse businesses that I truly believe in. And this is a brand that I have not only worked with, but they legit are like family. So
can I say one more thing, PJ, that makes us very unique? We do deliveries. So that's very important to know. We ship because of our website, but also you can call the store at 215-623-9300. We'll take your order. You can pay over the phone, Cash App, Visa, MasterCard, all the good things. We got PayPal and Apple Pay.
Yeah, all of them. All of the platforms.
All of them.
I love it.
We will deliver.
They deliver. That is amazing. And people are asking, Look, this is my sister Letitia. Look, and the people here, are you open now? That's what the people are asking. So
Well,
give us your hours of operation. Again, guys, we're going to do a recap of all of this stuff at the end of their interview, but just talk to us. Are you guys open now, or what are your hours of operation?
So we've been limited due to COVID-19. So during COVID-19, during the pandemic, what we chose to do was curbside and delivery. So throughout the pandemic, we've been open on Mondays from 10 to 2, Thursday through Saturdays from 10 to 2. And that's because of the pandemic. And what we do is we take delivery, we take curbside. And then just recently, when things started lifting a little bit, we started letting people in, long as you have a face mask, but we also only let a few people in at a time. So we do to be patient with us, because many the past few weeks people pull up, we have a line up the street, and it's literally a wonderful thing, because people are hollering to the cars, what's this line for, what's this line for? People screaming from the line, it's a black owned beauty supply store, they black owned. So people like almost had an accident trying to pull over, you know, to support you guys. So just be patient with us, because we only letting a few in at a time, but we trying to get as many calls. You know, the phone is like continuously ringing off the hook. So we appreciate it and we love the support, but we just trying to service everybody without, you know, only giving you half of our service, because we're very big on customer service and making sure everybody gets the attention that they need when they come in.
Right. And I'm so glad you just said that, because I think that's one thing. It's great to understand your strengths, but it's also great to understand your weaknesses. Right. Yeah. And the fact that, unfortunately, and again, this is an honest conversation. These are my people. We are the same. Okay. We have this thing where people talk about our customer service. Right. So and I know for sure, and I can be very transparent right now, I've never had a problem with product. I never had a problem with the offer. It's always been the customer service side of things, because when you are a solopreneur, let me just sit here for a second. You guys got a family with it, okay? Y'all got somebody stocking, somebody doing numbers. So when you are a solopreneur, sometimes it is difficult for you to do every single thing. So that's where the power of a team comes into play, right? And the power of a good team. I tell people all the time, all help is not good help.
Yes.
Right.
And people all help is not good help. So while people are like, I can do this, I can do that, I'm just like, okay, thank you. But what I won't have you do is mess up the stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm so glad that you guys made mention of that customer service, because customer care, customer service, and that personal touch are the very things that make long-time clients. It's easy to sell somebody something once, right? But it's when you have reoccurring clients, when you got the clients that keep coming and start to trust you and stuff, that's when like that's what
we're about. We're about the relationship building. Our motto is come grow with us.
Yes.
So we're about gearing to the community, what they need, what they want, not about what we know we need just to fill our shelves up.
Exactly.
So it's about building relationships.
Exactly. So this question is for both of you guys. So again, the past 3 months have been crazy, right? How have you sustained your business through the pandemic and through this past weekend? And I know I talked to you. I call her Aunt Remy, the one with the middle one with the braids in the glass. I call her Aunt Remy. So I know I talked to you yesterday, and you shared with me some amazing news about this past weekend. And it made me so happy, because I was worried about our businesses. I was worried about my friends and my family who have, brick and mortar businesses. So just tell us how you have cultivated and how you have sustained these moments over the last 3 months.
Right. And it goes back to what we started doing, like what we stated before, the curbside and delivery. That's where before we even would let anyone in, we would go in, just take the phone calls and just deliver. As soon as you make the order, we were delivering it right away. Curbside, we put our mask on, run it to your car, or some people get out, come to the door. So we did that continuously throughout the pandemic. Yeah. And then just recently, as we know, everything that happened to, most of the businesses in the city, we were really covered by the grace of God. And that's number one for us, is we're Christ-centered in our business. And we really believe that God covered and, kept our business, because you can see where they may have tried our gate, but it only went up maybe an inch, so they couldn't get it anymore. So they kept on going. The other stores on our block were hit really hard.
Real bad.
So we pray over our business.
I know it's right. They tried it didn't work.
So,
they knew that it didn't work, and I love that. Can you, honestly, y'all, in the comment section, can y'all put some hand clap emojis there? Because that was good news.
That's
that was good news. Like the fact that their business was not touched. If we look around at the devastation, the other day I had I can't even say, I guess you can say the opportunity to drive around the city. I went to BJ's and to see my city.
It doesn't look the same.
To see my city and to see so many things that are boarded up. And I was on the phone with my best friend. I was like, T, look at the Target I was just at yesterday. She was like, go in the parking lot. Show me, show me. So I drove in Target's parking lot, and the Target right here on City Avenue is just boarded up. It's boarded up all the way around. And I'm sure that they'll open back up. But just to see the devastation at one time, it was overwhelming. So I'm so glad that God covered your business. And, you know, it didn't work. Whatever they tried to do, it didn't work. It didn't work. So I think that is amazing. So if you guys were to give us some pointers on just Black business, and guys, please, everybody that's on here, please share this post with your friends and family and tag Black businesses specifically. So if you guys just give us some pointers on how to start business, how to maintain in business, how do you guys do it? Just give us some pointers on just staying in business.
I think it goes back to, like you said, the number one is customer service.
Yes.
Choosing the right business partner. No, everybody is not for you. And we're even learning that through this, you know, even just this past weekend when people would call and text, we've got, oh my gosh, an enormous amount of phone calls and text, just all positive. But then we got a few, oh, I heard you were robbed. How are you? You know, so you just got to remain positive. Make sure you choose the right business partner if you need a business partner based on the type of business you're doing.
Right.
And once we build that relationship, we built relationship. That's what we really focused on in the beginning.
I love it.
That helped us bring us through the pandemic, like you said, T, where people calling us and checking on us. But in the beginning, that we just prayed on that continuously, like it's going to be rough dealing with the public. Especially dealing with our people. Let's we being real, right?
Be honest. Yep.
It was rough. So thank God we were God-fearing Christians, prayed up continuously. Tia got her oil constantly, you know, praying over the store, praying over each other, praying, you know. So that's what kept us. You know,
I love it.
We earned the respect from the community and from the public.
I love it.
And another good thing would be to just have your business affairs in order, you know, because that's the main reason why we can't do anything, you know, our credit and just not being organized and just down to having a binder with everything in it. Or, you know, I know everything's electronic now, so that's why I got mother-in-law, you know, I organize stuff in the binder. He makes sure it's loaded up on the cloud, you know. So you just got to have your affairs in order because you know, it's just how it is. It's always something against us where the others are always one step ahead because it's just things that are naturally given to them.
Exactly.
Us, we have to work and fight for everything we want. But if we do things the right way, it will work.
Decent and in order.
Right.
Decent and in order. I love it. No, I love it.
Yeah.
No, those were amazing things.
That happened now, you got to have your affairs in order down to insurance.
Right.
You know, it's just like having a car and, you know, anything else. Just make sure you're doing things the right way.
Right. No, I love it. I love it. And you guys have dropped some amazing gems. Customer service, the power of having the right partners, and getting your affairs in order are the three main takeaways that I got from you guys. So first of all, again, thank you so very much for joining me on Icons and Convos. You guys are amazing. And I'm happy to call you family. And happy that I was able to provide a platform for people who didn't know about you. Because again, people think we automatically have to run to other people to get our needs. And that's not the case. But the awareness and the brand awareness is what we need right now to really push our own forward. We don't got to go to Ling Ling and them on the corner. Okay.
Exactly.
We can go up to Cheltenham and get the same product, the same, and guess what? Better customer service. Better customer service, because we don't even get customer service when we go to these places. We don't even get it. They don't do consultation. They're like, what do you want? Come on, you know, all of that kind of stuff right there. And that ain't cool. But y'all are giving us customer service. Y'all giving us an experience. And I think that personal touch is going to carry you guys from this store to franchises, because that's what I'm speaking to you guys. I'm speaking that this is not the only one, but you guys will actually have stores on top of stores on top of stores where you can employ people that look like us, and you guys can just do bigger and better things. That's my prayer for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you from the beginning. You know, we reached out to you at least a year before, you know, we had our building.
Right.
So we just had you on the back burner, letting you know what was coming up. So I thank you. I thank you for building our brand. Thank you for our logo, you know, and just thank you just for the conversation, because there's times we talked and you would just share ideas and things to make sure we were doing what we needed to do to make sure this would grow and sustain. So we thank you for that.
Of course. And we ain't done yet. And we ain't done. That's the good part. So really quickly, give us the location, everything, and how can we get in contact with you? Because again, the people before y'all, as y'all are doing that, I'm gonna just put up some of these comments because they are so funny. My friend Kendria said, come to DC. Okay, people are ready for you guys. All right. Tracy said, right, so many Black-owned businesses didn't qualify for relief funding because they didn't have their business in order. Those things, okay? Love you, ladies. So proud to witness manifestation. That's Mom G.
Hey, she
been praising y'all ever since y'all got on here.
I love her.
I'm like, Mom G. Everybody loves Mom G, right? So people are really excited. So again, just tell us where you guys are located, how we can get in contact with you, all of that good stuff.
See, here we go. 59 West Shelton Avenue. We're on Shelton Avenue between Germantown Avenue and Green Street. We're right next door to the dentist office and the Renter Center, and across the street from the Green Street Library. We're in the Germantown section of Philadelphia. We're at 215-623-9300. And again, please bear with us if you call and we don't answer. Leave us a message. We do our best to get back to you when we can. We have been really, really swamped and blessed.
Yeah. I love it. Oh, that's a shirt. Now, don't y'all heard it first. And blessed. That's something that you can sell right now, because we got to get into product next.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. But again, and look, hold on. I got to put this up because she'll call me later and say you ignored my comments. Jam! I don't want no smoke. My grandmother said, Jam, hello and congratulations. That's what she said. Yes. And also, there is one other question that hold on, that my mom asked earlier. I didn't get a chance to get to it. My dad was asking, did you guys have any products for guys? Anybody with full beards and everything like that? And also, there are comments, do you need volunteers? So people are want to volunteer to help you guys out and stuff. So yeah, all of that. Okay.
Well, right now we do have a lot of different men's products. We have clippers. We have 2 local barbers that have Jazz the Barber. So we have his products, which is a beard oil and a wax, wave butter. Reds up on Wadsworth Avenue. We have his beard shampoo and beard oil. We have a lot of things for the men that wear balds. We have an aloe, natural aloe for the scalp, protect the scalp, heal the scalp. So we have quite a few products for men. Yes, we do. Clippers and crown brushes. We have a lot of different crown brushes and things. Yes, we have a lot.
Got it. I love it. Okay, I love it. Okay, I love it. So
we got to keep our men straight.
We got to keep us.
Yes.
Please do. So everybody that's on here, everybody that's watching the replay, please follow my family. They are absolutely amazing. And support support. Guys, thank you so much. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Mwah. And we'll chat soon. We'll chat soon. Okay.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yo, how dope was that? How dope was that? I want y'all to take a moment and again share this post. But I want to say something before I bring on my next guest, who is absolutely amazing. I want us to start giving grace to Black businesses. I'm gonna say that again. I want us to start giving grace to Black-owned businesses. This is not an excuse to be lazy or an excuse to, give subpar product. That's not what I'm saying. But a lot of times we will stand in our lines or we'll wait and, the talking and, this is why. Let's give grace in this season to Black businesses as we grow together. We ain't got it all together. We don't got every I dotted and every T crossed. That's how to say it. I dot T cross. Yes, I had to make sure I'm right. Okay. But let's give grace to Black businesses. Stand in that line. Stand in that line. Okay. Wait for that product. Don't talk trash. And if you see people around you, kindly say, yo, bro, sis, I promise you, they're going to get you real soon. You're going to be all right. You feel me? You feel me? Okay. Please give grace to Black businesses. So I am excited to bring on my next guest. Yes, Bess. Look at my best friend said. Look at what she said. We wait for Jordans and iPhones is what we do. And guess what? We will sit down and have seats. We'll get them seats that we got for the Dell, and we will sit in front of that lot and wait for them sneakers. Just like we wait for Frankie Beverly and them to come out. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm back. My professional hat is back on. Thank you so very much. Thank you. So this next icon that I'm getting ready to bring on is the phenomenal Miss Michelle Snow. And I have such a funny story as to how we met that I'll share when I bring her on. But ladies and gentlemen, Miss Michelle Snow. Hey now.
Hey there, good day.
You're so amazing. How are you today?
I'm lit. You told me to put stuff together. Come on, Michelle.
I know it's right.
Listen, I got my whole Africa on, right? You know
I love it.
I took off the earrings. I'm in beast mode.
I love it. Beast mode. I love it. And one thing I love about you, you live in beast mode, even if it is silent. Michelle lives in beast mode. So let me just put this out here real quick. So if you guys follow me on any of my social platforms, right? I did a live earlier this year. And I talked about this lady who pushed me at this event, right? And I didn't feel like I belonged because I didn't have my stuff together. I just didn't feel like I should have been there, right? Well, let me switch this really quickly. Bam. I didn't feel like I had my stuff together. So I walked into the African American Chamber of Commerce Christmas party back in December, okay? And I walked up with my amazing friend. She looked like an aunt to me, Miss Robin Shine Maddox. Hi, if you're on. She held my hand and we walked up the escalator. And this lady said, Mr. PJ Owens. And I said, hello, who? I don't know who you are. Because again, we never met in person, okay? So I then looked at her name tag and it said Michelle. So I said, Michelle Snow from Michelle Snow Network on Facebook, right? So at that moment, I was like, oh my God, it's so amazing to see the people who we follow, right, in person. Because I'm not used to seeing her face. I'm used to seeing her work and her name. So when she didn't realize that I was kind of playing the background at this event of a room full of powerful Black people with a coin, Black people with a purpose, right? And Michelle said, in her nice silent beast mode way, like, what are you doing? How are you? I'm like, I'm fine. She's like, why aren't you mingling more? I'm like, I don't have my stuff together. I'm just here scoping stuff out. She's like, okay, that's fine. Michelle literally pushed me into a group of entrepreneurs, pushed me and said, hi, this is PJ Owens, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hi, how are you? She legit forced me to talk to these people, right? I didn't have nothing together at all. But I say all that to say that's what kind of person she is. She is a natural pusher. And from that moment on, I said she is stuck with me because I wasn't prepared, but that fostered a very significant relationship in business today. So thank you, Michelle, for that. And again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Michelle Snow.
I'm so glad to be here. Right, you spoke on something that all of my clients and my esteemed members love and hate, right? They literally love and hate that. If you line up 30 people that I've coached, 27 be like, I hate when she do that, right?
No, scared the mess out of me.
Yeah, but see, part of my reason for making that a part of my signature for those that I coach, mentor, or support is because as startup leaders, grassroots, solo entrepreneurs, those who don't necessarily have a big budget for large, big box marketing, you have to teach yourself, be ye always ready, right?
Always.
You don't have the luxury once you say, I'm here, this is my business, this is my brand, my organization, to figure it out later. You've got to, on the fly, be ready to always talk about yourself, because in that moment, you never know what divine connection you're getting. And so while all of my people tell me how much they hate that,
Michelle,
by the time they get done,
baby,
hello, it's like, okay, well, the worst case scenario is I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'll still go anyway, right?
Right. But no, that literally was a moment I will never forget. And what I love about that moment was it forced me to do that for others. It forced me to do that at others. And I was like, Michelle, I don't have any cards. That's fine. You just gave your last one away. Go ahead. I'm like, Michelle, do not do this. And you did, and it brought the beast mode out of DJ. So Michelle, honestly, like, I know I talked to you about that before, but thank you for that. I absolutely needed that moment in that climate. Thank you.
My absolute pleasure.
Thank you. So tell us about Michelle Snow, the brand. Who is Michelle Snow, and what is the Michelle Snow Network? Talk to us.
Well, first of all, part of the reason why I do what I do, which is support, celebrate, and push leaders, is because I happen to be a biological only child, right? So for a long time, I was it. It was me, mom, and grandmom. My mother did adopt a son many years later, but I grew up an only child.
Okay.
So for me, meeting other leaders was my outlet for friends and for toys, right? You know what I mean? Like, for people to kind of play with, I can play with you, I can play with you.
Exactly.
I took what may have been a painful place of being alone, being in solitude as a child, and turned it into my life's work. And so when I work with leaders, I genuinely need to be on fire about your brand, right? I do not work with leaders that I don't respect, that I don't like. If I don't believe in your brand or the product that you serve or your true capabilities, I will not work with you, because I serve too many people to play games with your mindset, right? I know what it feels like to be absolutely, completely broke. I know what it feels like to have about 4, 5, 6 shut off notices at one time. I know what it feels like to have the threat of you're going to be put out because you don't have the money for the 3rd time to pay your lease this month. So I'm not intimidated by people and their money, right? You can't buy your way into coaching with me, which is why you can't go anywhere and just buy my VIP package, because quite frankly, I have to decide whether or not we are a fit for each other, right?
Period.
And you need to make sure that when you work, and let me just talk to coaches for a second. For coaches and for leaders, this is not a game. I tell people all the time, as a coach, this is not because you've got the best marketing strategy.
Right.
This is you going into sacred places with leaders. You're divinely positioned to pull people up or put people into position of a breaking point. So when you see folks only as your rent, when you see folks only as your next car note, you are in danger yourself, because God is going to deal with you.
That part.
And the proof of that is in this current climate.
Right.
To all of you, or people who you know, who have invested thousands of dollars with your celebrity coaches, with your celebrity brands, with your celebrity leaders. They've got this many million this. They've got this big giant conference this. Where are they? When you had a breakdown in the last 2 weeks, could you get them? Could you get the dollars? Or are they still on social media pimping you? Are they giving you discounts because they're hungry too? They gotta eat. But is anybody still saying, I'll answer my phone for you despite the fact that you didn't have an appointment this week? My new client called me and she said, Michelle, I'm about to lose it. My husband left. I just had a baby. I don't even know if I believe there's still a God. She hired me to be a business coach. She didn't hire me to be her pastor. She didn't hire me to be her therapist. Right. And she didn't even pay the fee that I was supposed to get. I had to look beyond all of that and see a queen, to see a leader, and push past my needs and see hers. And so to coaches and to my leaders, that's what you're called to do. And you have to always be in divine position to be able to hear the Father for these clients. Sure, you've got to have your systems. You've got to have your protocol. You have to have your steps because you have to have order. But you have to remember that in having order, that these are individual divine beings that God has sent your way that have been attracted into your life. So you have to see them individually for who they are. So you can't just say, well, I got to do it this one way, because God may be leading you to do something a little bit different.
Exactly.
Okay. So as I wrap up that particular example, I called another coach. Yes. If you're confident in who you are, you will work with other coaches. I called another coach who also is a therapist, who is also licensed, who is also a fan of my work, and prepared to pay her to get this woman out of crises. Right. So that's what you want when you decide to invest your dollars. Sure, you want skills. You want experience. You want capabilities. But if they're a coach, you want somebody who's going to believe in your life's work. Hashtag Wusa.
Baby. I feel him. No, seriously, Michelle. Like, so that's what you want to do with the first question? That's it? That's what you want to do with the first question? Okay.
And I still didn't answer it. You answered
baby, but listen, it's okay. It is okay. And guys, again, it's always my goal to introduce you to the amazing people that God has placed in my life. I think that what I love about God is how strategic He is, right? And how we're placed in each other's lives at very specific points when there is a specific need. Like if I would have met you when I first started, I wouldn't have known how to digest you. You got it? So now that the fact that I met you at a very specific point in my life, you were the answer to my prayers.
Wow.
The answer to my prayers, because I said, God, I need you to put people in my life who are able to see past what I see. Put people in my life that are able to legit teach me something. A lot of people be like, he's a know-it-all, whatever. It's not that. I love learning from people who know what they talk about.
I appreciate you saying that. And that leads me to trying to answer your question in point number 2.
Yeah.
When you are a leader, a coach, you have to teach yourself to put aside your biases.
Right.
You teach yourself to constantly rebuke your judgment.
Right.
Because someone was attracted into your life who is different from you, speaks differently from you, carries themselves differently, have point of views differently from you. Don't be that fake influencer that tries to make everybody fit exactly into your world the way that you see it, because God is probably sending you something different for you to expand your territory. And expanding your territory is expanding your sensitivity.
Right.
expanding your ability to diversify who and what you are. You know, I had a client in the beginning, and I told her, like, she was really strange, right? She was different. Okay.
Not really strange. Not really strange.
She was different, or DRFFRENT.
I love it. You
Okay.
really strange.
And so I prayed about her all the time, because it was I never experienced anything like it. What I found out in hindsight,
right,
was that she was teaching me, without even knowing it, to always float.
right.
Be in the spirit. Stop being so grounded and so focused on specific things, and allow yourself to rise above circumstances, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we as leaders must always do. That's got to be another skill set. That when you are in the thick of your storm, and this is a good topic for what's happening around us.
Right.
You are in the thick of your storm. You are in the thick of your pain. When you are in the thick of frustration and your own rage and bitterness, it's okay for you to have that moment. You're in this meat suit. You're in this flesh. So it's okay for you to have this moment. But as a leader, you have to teach yourself, I've been in this too long. And so you have to force yourself to float out into above, so that you can see with your hindsight, with your foresight, okay, God, now that I'm looking at this from a top-down perspective, how do I more effectively serve? What are you saying to me so that I can get these people, get your sons and your daughters in a better elevated position for tomorrow? Because if I stay down here with them in the thick of this pain, then I can't effectively help them to move forward.
Wow. Wow. I mean, I'm not even asking the question, and you giving the answers. That's some powerful stuff right there, Michelle. That's some powerful stuff right there. You feel me? Okay. First of all, that was amazing. Let's get into what happened this weekend, right? This weekend was rough on a lot of us. Mentally, it was a lot on us culturally. It was a lot on us emotionally. It was just heavy. Like we just woke up heavy. And not because we indulged in bad food that many of us have, okay? Not because of that, but heavy because of what's going on in the climate, right? And the temperature was just heated, right? So I text you and I was like, thank you. Like, you were literally like a frontline correspondent this weekend. So like Michelle was in the trenches. Like, she was on the avenue talking to the people, cussing out the cricket wireless people. Michelle, like, I'll never come to your business again. Okay, I'll never come. Why? Because he didn't have good customers. And I said, Michelle, knock him out, Michelle. Okay, but it was amazing. Right? It was dope. So tell me, what was the energy like during those moments of being that frontline correspondent on social media for all of the riots and the protests and everything that was going on this weekend?
Well, first of all, I'm a born motivator, so I love to keep people on an elevated, positive place.
Right.
But in this pandemic, right, in this epidemic season that we're in, we have to ask ourselves, and we have to ask the Father, is what I've been doing needed now? Do I need to make a pivot? And so while people love to hear me inspire and to motivate, God showed me to fight, that it was okay to be a bit radical, to be a bit more of an agitator, which is not my strong suit, which is not what I love to do, but it was necessary. And I'm saying that because a lot of fake influencers, a lot of people who had good branding and good money are now intimidated and to go on the edge and do and be something different. I've already been criticized, right? Oh, Michelle, you're being negative. Okay, that's what you feel and you say. But I know God is calling me to speak life into people in a different kind of a way. So you're going to be willing to take a risk and go outside of your norm. So basically, I saw my people in pain. So getting up here, doing my usual turn with me to John, first chapter. Hi, everybody. It was time out for that. Time out. People needed to see somebody who was also sensitive to their pain and their anger. So I gotta say this because I know John's coming. I know everybody want to hear the doctor, right?
good.
Let me wrap this up and say this. You cannot be afraid to take major risks with your brand now. Now is the time to take a major risk, because you may discover, oh my gosh, I've been sitting and sleeping on exactly what my audience needed, right?
Absolutely.
So people was like going off about the fact that I was like, I called the mayor out, I called the commissioner out.
And hung up the phone and hung up, didn't even say bye.
Right? That's something I would never do. But as a leader who is called to serve the people, you cannot sit down on injustice. So I know you got to go to Dr. John. He's waiting in the shadows. So here's how we can continue this dialogue. One, Michelle Snow Network is an open public group. It's on Facebook. Click on join and tell us why you want to be associated with other leaders and businesses and influencers. Nice. It's really just that simple. You can get the book, which is Best Advice Bonus Notes. I've made it super cheap. It's only $5.99, right? So you can inbox me and get all that. But ultimately, when you need to have access to other dynamic leaders and you want a great graphic designer, you want a great brand strategist, you want a therapist, you want a speaker, you want a cosmetologist, you want a clown, we got everything in the Michelle Snow Network. PJ is one of our core members, and so I'm grateful that we can cross-share, work together, and you can find me at growwithsnow.com. Thank y'all for letting me be all Africanized tonight.
Be Africanized. I love it. I love it. So before I get into your last point, I'm going to just share some of these comments. The people are going crazy. They're going crazy. Tracy said, if I stay with you in the thick of this pain, I can give you the answers. Yes. Tahira said, pivot all 2020.
Come on.
Right? Kim said, call to serve. Yes. Our guy, Mr. Brian Lee Phillips, said she is an iconic personality that God is using to irritate people to change and take action. Absolutely. Iconic leadership. I totally agree. Listen, what's the name of your book again? Give us the name of your book, and what is your name on Facebook?
You can find me on my personal page as Snow Michelle, but if you look up all things Michelle Snow Career Coach, we're everywhere. And the book is Best Advice Bonus Notes. So again, just go to growwithsnow.com. PJ has been very instrumental in helping me to shift and rethink about what branding is. I love his work. I'm so grateful to be a part of this platform. Shout out to Michelle Snow Network for listening and tuning in. It is my absolute pleasure to serve you. Thank you, everyone.
This is dope. This is dope. So if you could just give us, because you've given us books in the last couple of minutes. But if you could just give us some final thoughts, what are your Snow final notes?
I'll share this the same way I've been telling a few other people that I've been working with. Do not forget that you are truly living epistles. No matter what your faith is or what you call our God, our Creator and Father in heaven, you are a living epistle. People every day are watching and reading your walk. And believe it or not, even when they don't like your posts, they don't comment, I promise you that if you are doing diligent, excellent quality work, baby, they peeking, okay?
They peeking.
Peeking on the sideline. Keep pressing forward. You are a living epistle.
So, ladies and gentlemen, mic drop, Miss Michelle Snow, you are iconic. I love you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure that you guys follow her. Make sure you get that new book that she just put out, and also just stay in tune for all of the amazingness that will come from the Michelle Snow brand and the Michelle Snow Network and all of the amazing people that are within that amazing tribe. Okay, because that's what it is. It's a tribe of pushes. And I love it. I love it. I love it. So, Michelle, again, thank you for joining me on Icons and Convos. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. I told y'all she all that. I told y'all she all that. They peeking. Ain't they looking? The people who don't like the post, but you know you seen them in your stories, them people, they looking. Guys, she is phenomenal. Michelle Snow, and I'm glad that we crossed paths. She is somebody who I hold very, very close to my heart. I hope y'all are enjoying this. I see you guys are talking. Michelle just chimed in. She said, thank you so much. Brian Jackson said, living epistle. Yes, absolutely. They peeking, Pooh. I love it. They peeping. I love it. Tracy is giving hand claps. I love it. I love it. Rebecca said they are watching. Mom Martinez said, listen. T just said, wow. You know it's powerful when you got just one word. Wow. Ain't much to say after that. All right. So guys, I need you all. Oh, look at my baby on that picture. Y'all see Hunter? Look at him. All right, I gotta see T's thing so I can wait a minute. Okay. So I'm getting ready to bring on my final guest for the night. My brother, Mr. John Graves of Here's the Cool Things Clothing Store. Here's the cool stuff. I'm sorry, clothing store, and also John Graves Productions. Okay, I need y'all to share. Okay, share this post because there's a lot of great information that these icons are sharing with us. They're giving to us. They're pouring from their heart, and I want the masses to feel this and see this and just experience this energy. Right. All right. So here's my last guest. None other, the doctor. Mr. John Graves.
What up, Pete?
Yo.
How's it going?
Yeah, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh my goodness! Outside of social media, I haven't seen anybody. We've been in quarantine. What you mean?
What you mean? We've been in quarantine. John, how are you? Before we even get into business stuff, how are you?
That's a loaded question.
Loaded.
So for sake of time, I'm gonna say, despite what's happening in our world, and because of God, I'm good.
I love it. I love it. Wait, I got to change the banner. See, let me explain to y'all. This is a new platform. So see how I got Michelle still scrolling at the bottom, and this is John. We're gonna switch. Boom, just like that. Just like that. I'm learning the platform. Okay. I don't have a whole production team like John. John got the whole squad. You feel me? The whole squad. So, John, I've known you for years, right?
Yeah.
I've known you for years. From you singing with college choir, from you doing live recordings. I've probably been to all of your plays. Yeah, I don't think you have one play I've never been to, from the No Name play 1 through 55. Moses, Black Kid Joy, which made me feel so happy to be Black. I really understood my Blackness when I left that.
You better have. If
I ain't never been Black before,
you're gonna be Black today.
You're gonna be Black today, okay? That Black Kid Joy was that might be my favorite of your works. I'm serious. Yeah. Black Kid Joy and that first No Name play that I came to, they stick out the most. But you are absolutely amazing at what you do. It's an honor to call you friend. It's an honor to know you and to exist in a space where John Graves is. And I'm sure that everybody that is a part of your production team and your friends, they can say the same. So just give us a peek into the life of John Graves. Like, who are you? What is your brand story? Talk to me.
Well, first of all, I actually, do you remember when I first met you? I met you in Joy Unlimited. I wasn't a part of Joy Unlimited, but I came to do warm-ups with you.
Waffles are wonderful, but they will widen your waist. You think I forgot it when I didn't, John? Waffles are wonderful, but they will widen your waist.
They will widen. Have you found that to be true, PJ? Have you found that to be true over the last 4 months?
John, I'll text you.
Have waffles been wonderful? Have they widened?
I will text you my response. Facts. I'm gonna knock you out. Nope, that's fine.
Okay, back to being inspiring.
Yeah.
What were you? So, look into my life. Listen, I've had JGP, the entertainment company, which is my nonprofit, for 13 years, and here's the cool stuff, for 5 years. And JGP, I started when I went to Westchester, and I was a part of the choir there. And I wrote a play, asked my friends to join, and to keep up the momentum, I would write play and do programs and things over and over again to. I would love to say meet the needs of just my friends, but it grew out because as we grow and you meet more people want to learn more about what's happening, you know. And when I was younger, some people just wanted to be down because it was just really something to do. But then you see lives start to change, and then you see broken hearts start to mend, and then you see great things happen in your life, miracles, and failures become successes. And after a while, you do so much, it's easier to keep going than it is to quit. And that's actually what happened with JGP. Before I knew it, it was like 10 years. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Crazy, right?
And I started counting things up, because there is a such thing as going so hard you don't take moments to reflect. Not on purpose.
Right. It just happens.
It just happens.
It just happens.
You know, especially when you change it from a hobby to your livelihood. You know what I mean? It's just like even reflection costs money.
Right.
I ain't got time to reflect.
Right.
You know,
right.
Oh my gosh, I love you. Oh my gosh, like, yeah. And these claps need to turn into dollars, you know.
Exactly.
But that stuff starts to happen from within. And when the claps don't turn into dollars, that's when ambition has to pop in.
Yeah.
Ambition and drive. And ambition and drive is different than passion, you know. And I love talking about passion. I love talking about artists.
Me too.
So,
me too.
Guard me, please.
No, I got you. So one of the main reasons why I wanted you on this show is because when all that stuff was happening this weekend, there were literally 3 businesses that popped in my brain first, like legit, when I was like, oh my God, I need to know, how is my friend John doing? How is Kevin Parker doing from his tip? Because you know, I know when I eat there, I come to your store. Sometimes you're there, sometimes I talk to your mom, sometimes, you know. And Blue Soul Shoes, that's on, I believe it's like 20th and Chestnut. And I put up a post and I was like, yo, have y'all heard from these people? And that's when I inboxed you like, John, how are you? What's going on? Because I really wanted to make sure that you guys were okay, because the city of Philadelphia went completely bonkers.
It was crazy. And
crazy.
I was not in the thick of it because I'm like 2 to 3 blocks of where it hit worse. But I literally could look down the street and see fire and smoke and people running around, you know. But it hadn't come my way. And I didn't know. I didn't see the videos until after I left South Street. Right. So I saw people running. I just thought it was like nice outside. Right. I was like thanks. What a huge barbecue. And I then looked at my phone and put 2 and 2 together. And I'm like,
something's going on. Right.
You know, and I was already concerned. Forget concern, PJ. Okay. True. My livelihood is based on customer and audience engagement and interaction.
Right.
So when this pandemic happened, I had to cut all things. You know, I was like,
it's real. It's real.
And I'm saying that long. I'm doing that on purpose.
On purpose,
Ain't nothing wrong with my Wi-Fi. Okay, right. I was really stuck and staring at the wall, and I had my moments. I really did have my moments, but this is what I remember. I've been here before, not in this pandemic, but see, I've been in huge slumps so many times in my business, from getting ready to close a couple times to not raising enough money, either for shows or sales, depending on what season we're talking about. That I have, and then in my personal life, just having gone through so many things, it's about time you just count up the things and be like, all right, it adds up to something. Right. It has got to add up to something. And all the tools. See, when this pandemic happened, I spent more time with God. And all the things I acquired in the pandemic, okay, because my go-to and my default is to literally go to Him. And I ain't no perfect man, you understand? But that has, and I say that because anybody who's listening, I don't want you to think that I'm like Daniel, far from him. Actually, I've never completed a Daniel's fast.
John, by day 9, I'm like, where's the pancakes?
People do that with such ease. I said, what's wrong with me, Lord?
It gotta be me. It gotta be me. They be like, let's go another 21 days. Who? Not me, Lord. That ain't me. Right.
Find me a whale.
Right. But no, that is super duper true. So have you managed like during this time? Like what did you do? What has happened? Like because then
what people need to understand is what happened with the coronavirus was really, really, really huge for businesses.
Right.
Huge for businesses. And before we could catch our breath, maybe I should just talk about myself. Before I could catch my breath, this happened. So inside the pandemic, we lost people, and so there's grieving and mourning, which had to happen a lot differently,
right?
Because you can't see people, you can't touch people. Literally, we're having funerals via Zoom. And so right out of that, this happens and it hits and it comes closer and closer to home in a matter of seconds. Right. So I was going back and forth to my store, like trying to catch my breath, like, oh my goodness, we got a system in place, but it ain't the perfect system. I can't see all of South Street.
Right.
So one day I went back, and by the time I got the next day, I had realized that somebody had actually put up a Black business post on my door, and I really appreciated that.
That was so deep.
I had gone there to do that. I had gone there to do something creative with all this energy. And before, when I got to the door, they had, closed my door with a piece of stamp that said Black business. And when I looked down the way, I noticed that they had done that to all the other Black businesses, because on my block, there's about 4 to 5 Black-owned businesses on my block. And there are a few other businesses on there, but they are predominantly owned by minorities.
Right.
Unfortunately, when I looked to my left, when I noticed that I wasn't, that nothing happened to my store, I looked to my left. Right next to me, to my left, they were ransacked, and right next to my left. So while I was on a live, saying thank you, I'm like, doggone it. Then I look further down, and they got a nail salon. I don't know what people gonna do in there. You know what I mean? Like, what you doing all this polish?
They trying to be nail techs.
Come on.
They went to get acrylic and things.
How many file clips you need?
See?
But anyway, so I'm thankful, and I was able to lend a hand to some people, and but it's hard to lend a hand because literally, like, we're still handling, like, I feel like I'm still in week 1 of the pandemic, not literally, but in terms of business,
right?
In terms of catching up. So it's and being a Black man and allowing all of what's going on. I don't allow nothing to sit in me. I know what that looks like. You understand? I know what that looks like. So I allow things to happen, and I allow myself to really feel, because I got too much work to do to be like plumped up, Right. And that's been working. I am really not a doctor of myself, so I am surviving the best way I can with the responsibilities that I have, and it has taken me. I went to God, like I heard a couple words early on: trust, and strength. When I was praying, I didn't pray about the pandemic. I prayed because I was going to lose my mind. I was like, okay, I know what's going to happen to me. Because before the pandemic, PJ, I was doing so much, I had no idea I was getting ready to burn out.
Right.
No idea. No idea. I was on my way. Right. I saw it. And then this happened, and I was pissed but grateful. Pissed because I know this is how I make money. As soon as my doors close, $0. Okay. And but relieved because I was suffocating myself with all the work that has to get done.
And the responsibility of it all.
And you can't blame nobody but yourself,
Right.
And so, and so when that happened, I went to God, my homie, my king, my everything. You understand? Right. And all things, PJ, prepared me for this.
Wow.
That's how you have to look at things. You have to look, and I didn't make myself look at things like this. When I God led me to pray. God led me to pray. God led me one moment, because once I get thankful, and I thought about this today, I thought I can't spend too long being thankful. Okay, nowhere. Okay, I was teaching somebody something about singing, and she was, becoming too thankful to perform. You understand? I said, listen, the people are paying you to perform, not praise. You're going to have to figure this out.
Perform, John.
Okay. I said, every time you hit that note, you can't go off. You know what I'm saying? We've got a show to do, but I truly understand, you know. And so, and I thought about that today, and I thought, being thankful automatically sends me in. It sends me into a private and a special place, no matter, no matter where I am. Right. And there is where I know you understand what I'm saying. There is where we truly get our deposits. There is where we get insight. And here's the thing: once you can get over that, once you can get over who you think you are and how unworthy you think you are and how much value you think you don't have, or the reasons of why God ain't trying to hear from you, all that nonsense. Once you can teach yourself that at all times He wants active communication, all times. Wow. You can freely. That's what we talk about, freedom. You know what I'm saying? That's the freedom. Freely go and ask the big questions, and ask the big questions from the person or from the entity that has all the answers. You know, and so I didn't ask necessarily questions. Before I asked my questions, what I heard was trust, and He reminded me of when I was getting ready to close, and I was like, okay, and I felt the peace that passes all understanding as it reads, right? Because I didn't understand it. My bank account said something, you know, family, you know, and friends were sick, and just by the numbers, you know, and all that, and just being locked in your room, and then filling out grants that I ain't never seen. Documents I never heard of. I'm looking at documents. You know what the title was? The title was numbers.
Oh, they the big ones. The big ones. I love it.
Document 357Z9752111. I ain't never seen no document. In order to get this, you got to fill this out. You know, it might as well been in every other language except English. Right. But you just day by day. And I began to see God's hand move over my life no different than any other time. Wow. So I wasted no time worrying too much because of what I had already been through. You know, and I guess there you have it. That's a big one. Like, you know, it's going to happen. You're going to be blessed anyway. Right. You're going to be blessed anyway. So you can worry yourself there. Okay. You can stress yourself to there, or you can just go there, or you can just rest there. You know what I mean? And rest doesn't mean not work. Rest for me, I'm talking like thankfulness into the presence of God, to where like you can't talk no more. So the Spirit takes over, and then real deposits come. You know, when you're vulnerable in His presence, when you're vulnerable in His space, when you're vulnerable and you can hear clearly. You know, but there's some training that has to go down, because you got to train yourself to not second guess it. Is it me, Lord, or is it you, or is it my neighbor? No, bro, it's me, it's God. It's, you know what I'm saying? And to know what you know. And so my business, both businesses are still around because of my faith and hard work. But what led me to the hard work was faith, because ambition and drive and purpose, they all come crashing down. I have to remind myself of my mission and, the deposits that not only people have made, because people have made deposits into me, and I imagine running into these people someday. I can't say I gave up, but the deposits that happen in the natural and the same deposits that happen in the spirit. Wow. And God is like, John, you know what's up. Like you know what's up. You spend time with me. Right. Okay. So, you know, and so you prayed, and, you know, because I've been through a lot of things, and we all have. And some of us have been through things, you know, way earlier than most other people, you know, but we're given those opportunities so that we can be prepared for whatever's coming our way, so that we can handle the big things. Because on one level, we're worried about what people say about us. You understand? That level doesn't exist. People is talking to me about certain things, and I'm fake listening. I'm like, that don't even sound like a problem to me. Do you understand what's happening right now? Right. Do you understand what's happening right now? You know, and so I have learned literally to take things to God in prayer, because for people, I have nothing else. Nothing else. I have nothing else left, and all I have, I need to create.
Right. And you know what? One thing that I've always admired about you, always, is the ability to merge your faith and to merge the relevancy of our culture and to also merge creativity into art. Because some people don't know how to do all of that at the same time. And I believe it was the first no name play that you did. This might have been at Freedom Theater. And at that time, I actually was in that theater. I came by myself, and I was in that theater bawling because
solo date.
It was. You said something that really hit home for me. I think at that time I was struggling with timing and what should I be doing now, and am I ready for this? And I'm gonna stop singing because of this, and I'm gonna do all this. And you stood up there and said, "What are you waiting for? You was ready the moment you were born." And I will never forget that moment. You said, "What are you waiting for? You were ready the moment you were born." And it was like, at that time, it was like a movie, I think, in production. So it was like everything else was in slow motion. And the light was on you and on me. And I'm like, you're right. You're right. It was like a straight up production at that time with just me and you. But I've loved for years how you have been able to merge all of those worlds together and still be authentic to who you are. My prayer about 3 years ago, it shifted. And my prayer became, God, make me who I am in you. Because a lot of times when you grow up in church, people put so much of the mantle on you and so much of who they want you to be, you lose yourself in who they put on you. You know what I mean? You'll lose yourself in someone else's identity. But I've always loved the fact that you've been authentic with everything that you've ever done, every concert I've ever been to, every live recording, every production. You've always been authentic. And that's one thing that I admire about you. Hands down. Hands down.
PJ, I don't feel, thank you. To the authenticity you're referring to, I guess, I remember, I guess, growing up fast, there were people in my life that were influential. I grew up in a very artistic and creative community.
Yes, you did.
Okay? Very artistic and creative community. So that gives me an up on being expressive. Okay. Yeah. And when it matters and counts the most to everybody in certain stages of development, I was fortunate. To be at the right place at the right time in terms of existing where we are right now, you know? And so I gotta say that it's been my training, and not forced training by default, me just picking up the Bible, life, stuff I shouldn't have did, everything, all things work, PJ. All things work.
Right.
And you can spend time worrying about which things worked and which things did not.
But
all of it is working together. Okay. Right. And so my steps, listen, it may sound cliche, and it's one of everybody's favorite songs, you know, unless you sang it forever. But my steps have been ordered. They have always been ordered. They've always been ordered. And I saw myself at a certain point, and I would be like, how did I get here? Like, wow. And maybe 6 years ago, I realized after a lot of things happening over and over again, you know, I've been set up from the gate. And you know what? And I have been telling people and trying to teach people to look at their life and look at it like a timeline. Maybe you need to write it down and see all the, not necessarily the things that you've been through, but where you've been, your first love, okay? And to see how your behind can't get away from your first love. Because I began to do that and realize, you know what? I'm getting ready to get my doctorate in education. You understand? And you know why I was getting ready to get my doctorate in education? Because it came easy.
Right.
It came easy. You understand what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, I can raise a family. I can have a nice home. I can have a nice car. And I can do shows on the side. You know what I mean? I can just be, I don't know. That's what, but something was burning inside of me. And I'm so, it's the setup. It's the setup. See, here it is, PJ. You and I, we do the same thing, okay? But we do it through our talents, all right? Our gifts are manifested through our talents. And so God uses you through your talents. And these talents that you have and these talents that I have, they didn't come out the womb. They had to be, these are skills that had to be acquired. Okay. You know, there was a light that like went off somewhere someday, and you went with that light, and we went with that light, and we cultivated that light. You know, we trusted that light. You understand? Some people didn't trust that light. Some people decided that light don't make financial sense.
Right.
Okay. That light, that burning inside of me is just a burn. I've been burned before. I know how to pay less attention to burns. Okay. So we learn not to trust the light inside of us because we don't see it exist with externally. We don't have people around us that's really showing their light in a way that they're kind, but they're not making moves. You understand? Now here you go. Light. I'm talking light that pierces you, PJ.
Right.
That kind of existed, not the kind of light that's just shining on me. Now, anybody can be that kind of light. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can be that kind of light. All you got to do is be nice and be kind and listen.
Right.
But I'm talking about the light in the middle of the darkness.
Wow.
And to really claim that kind of light, you got to go in the dark. You got to go in the dark and find that light.
Wow.
You got to go in the dark and find that light. And too many people run away from the dark. Okay. Right. But let me tell you, let me tell you why it's so easy not easy. I don't mean to say easy, because I mean the dark can be real dark. And the only thing that holds you is somebody. I don't even, I have this real strange, this notion that in my darkest moments, my prayers aren't really working as the prayers of other people. Prayers of other people in the past. I'll be like, this must be my grandma.
Right.
My grandma right here.
Right.
It must be my mother, because right now, I'm not feeling it and I'm not feeling you. And because I can be myself in those moments, and because Jesus taught me in the word of God, he taught me how to cry out before the Lord. And he said, not the Lord, my dad. Okay. Right. Everybody got mother issues or dad issues or parent issues or some kind of issue. All right. And so some of it, you learn how to shift your focus from what you're missing here on earth to God and getting it. And he teaches you how not only is he giving it to you, but we're blind. We're blind, and the enemy has us so blinded that we're like, oh, we're missing out. No, we're not missing out. He has put people in place to fill the voids. Sometimes it's just the memories that are sending us back, not our actual realities.
Memories.
Okay, our realities can be free, but our memories got us here. Okay, so our hobbies, our talents. Oh man, he's given us our hobbies, talents, gifts. The best of all, prayers. And if we live long enough and go through some things, we even got faith. So when he says, PJ, don't be afraid, the man means it. Right. And as an artist, or as a person who likes to write or draw, whatever, I can see things. I see it in my imagination.
Right.
Okay. I see it in my imagination. So I'm able to articulate this clearly, not because of any other reason, but because I can see it clearly in my imagination. Right. So if you were able to say, John, if I said, PJ, close your eyes and tell me what you see, you just make it up. Right. And there's a part of you making it up, and then there's a part of you that it's an active thing that's going on. You're not placing things in your imagination. Things are happening in your imagination. And here it is. It's the same thing when we are connected and in line with God, and you understand that how he speaks to you. So in your imagination, you understand, in your imagination, it ain't playtime. Right. In your imagination is where deposits happen. In your imagination is where revelation happened. And not only that, the questions of eternity. Right. Okay. The questions, the age-old questions, he'll give to you like candy. Give to you like candy. You're like, revelation. And it's just like, it's not even worth trying to explain on Facebook or to explain this revelation. You know what I'm saying? Because it just falls in line with what people have been already saying since he was already here.
I love it.
You know what I mean? It just hits you now, and then you say, you know what? Tell me where I can sign.
Right.
I mean, tell me where I can sign. And so I'm not saying this pandemic didn't take me out. It's taken me out over and over and over again. And then with the situations with our brothers, our sisters, our minorities, our communities. I wrote something on Facebook the other day about how this is bringing up things in me, and which I now know is bringing up things in everybody, but specifically men who aren't necessarily going to show you how they feel because they're not used to feeling. Okay, and now we're just being forced to feel. Forced to feel. Okay, because sometimes my god sister, she put up something. She's like, you know, I'm sorry for not feeling this earlier when, you know, basically, you know, saying she was sorry she didn't feel this when a couple people died the first time. Mm-hmm. You know, because when they live a certain amount of miles away from me, it's like, you know, I see it, but I don't really feel it.
It was definitely different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you're like, and then you're even taught that you can't trust the media. Not saying that we didn't believe it, but you got so many noises that you don't know what to believe. You know, we're looking at pictures in black and white from the people in the 60s getting sprayed with tear gas. Like, man, I wonder, like, what are they doing? And here we are. I'm looking at the middle of the street. I'm looking downtown because I'm working downtown. I'm like, this is crazy.
Right.
I couldn't even pull out my phone to get a video or take pictures. I was like, nobody gonna believe this, but I didn't care. I was just like, this is nuts. I really felt like I was in this scene from the No Name play, like Armor Doggone Getting.
Right. That's exactly what it felt like. Seriously. But you did it in such a way where it was meaningful. And I'm so glad that you could honestly sense the light in the midst of all of this darkness. Because I think for many of us, it's been a moment, like it's been so many come to Jesus moments in such a short time. It's like we're forced to face everything at one time. And that's the scary part. And we don't have a choice. We don't have a say. We're forced to face racism. We're forced to face finances. We're forced to face the lack of preparation. We're forced to face all of this stuff at once, right? And that's the part that literally took over our minds for a couple of days, because it was really hard for me to even work. People like, hey, where's that work? And I'm like, hey, I'm gonna call you tomorrow, because I literally have nothing to give. I am depleted. I had nothing to give. And I think it was like my last come to Jesus moment was just like, Peach, this is a moment that you all probably have been preparing for and you just haven't realized it. This very moment, for businesses, for the church, for cultural, purposes, like this is a moment that we've all been preparing for, and we just didn't realize what we were being prepared for. And I think that, again, with these kind of conversations, it's so much revelation that comes from it, from a collective perspective and for you personally. And I just think that has been, it's just been good. So I agree with everything that you just said, man, everything. And it's so relevant and it touches home for so many people. So you dropped so many gems, man, so many gems. What would be like a final word for the people that's watching, whether it is from a business perspective or just from a life perspective? What would be John's final thoughts?
So my business is my life. I'm blessed to have it all commingle, and so in every area, personally and professionally, my advice is to get creative. I've been saying to get creative, not destructive. And so you can sit down and do absolutely nothing and still be destructive, And so you understand that you're absolute, because you can't be out here screaming, I'm black and I'm proud and I'm a king and queen. King and queens know that even that power happens even when they're sitting down and not even moving. If they are living, something is happening. So I decided which side I was going to be on during this time, because we can make a choice. It doesn't mean that we have to feel. Our feelings don't have to exist on the right side of our mind. That can be corrected. Our feelings can be corrected.
Right.
All right. If we can get our mind right and we can say, okay, I know who I am. I know where I've been. I know who I am. I ain't no hypocrite. I said this. And now we use all the tools that we've acquired on the good days.
Right.
You understand? All those tools, all those wonderful memes all those inspiring memes that we put out, all those encouraging words we told to our friends that said, you know, that they needed our advice. It was time to put all those things in. So that's what I would say. Get creative, not destructive. Get creative in your mind about yourself, not destructive. Because the enemy is on. As you're sitting down in your crib, yo, thinking you ain't doing nothing, he's playing with your mind. And he ain't doing nothing new. I've been telling, God is the genius. The devil is the dummy. God is the genius. The devil is the dummy. Okay.
So, Paul, y'all giving real dope products tonight. Okay. God is the genius. Devil is the John. Make it a shirt. I know you got.
I'm already on it. Shirt machine down things.
Exactly. You need to make that a shirt, man. I love it. I love it.
There you have it. So there you figure out who you need to trust, whose side you're really on. If it's a war, everybody needs to fight, and you need to find out what your role is. But if you didn't know your role before this happened, you ain't gonna know your role now. Okay. Right. So what you need to do is be steadfast, not arguing and not debating. That's because the people of God can't afford none of that nonsense. If you don't, seriously, because if you know your role, this is what I learned. Not in this situation, I learned the hard way. Knowing my role lets me know how to respond and when to respond. Okay. Because some of us need to be quiet because that's when we get deposits, and some of us need to make noise because that's when we get deposits. When we can't shut up, God is like,
right.
And for other people, when they're like, so you need to know you can't go on the polls. You can't ask your brother and sister. You can't ask the top Negro right now. What you need to do, you need to get your answers really from God. You really need to get your answers because he'll tell you how to be most effective where you are. So I can't get to DC or I can't be in every protest around this country, but he will tell me, okay? And it's my job not to downplay it and be like, no, it ain't gonna work. No, that's corny. No, ain't nobody showing. No, because likes don't make a difference and neither do tickets. People are watching. Girl before this, she said it, people are watching, all right? And so in my life, I know people are watching, so I don't try to put out anything. I don't even pay attention. I just be like sharing, you know, and when I feel something, I put it out and God turns it around. It's the gift, PJ. It's the gift. The gift make you look good, you know. So even our most funkiest place, if you're a writer, that's when you should be writing because the gift will cover. And when I say gift, I'm not talking about talent. I'm talking about what happens when you use your talent. What's activated when you use your talent. If your talent is preaching, you can say you're called to preach. Yeah, you're called to sing. But what happens when you sing defines, okay, your purpose here.
That's dope.
That's it. That's it. All right. Everybody can sing, but a lot of things ain't happening when everybody's singing.
That part.
All right? I don't care if you get a oh. All right. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. We can do that. But those who know their role know when they grab that mic or grab that business plan or open them doors to their place, they know that I'm not just opening the doors, but everybody that walks into this place is my responsibility for whatever time they're here to shine my light, be a conduit to God. And if that means by the shirt that they're wearing, shaking their hand, taking their money, giving them change, signing their receipt, or saying, no, we don't have it, or we can't help you, or bro, you got to leave, you a trifling mess, whatever we got to do, okay, we are still teaching people because he'll walk away and say, you know what, I got put out that man's store. He respected me enough to put me out.
Right.
Next time something come up in my space, I'm going to do that. So at all times, we're teaching people, even if the environment that we're in doesn't feel like they're listening or being educated.
Dude.
That's it, Peach.
Dude, that is amazing. How can people get in contact with you?
Facebook, John Graves Productions or John Graves. Google, Instagram. I mean, you can just put my name in Dr. John W. Graves everywhere. You can put it out there. My website is up, John Grace Productions. And we just did the Here's the Cool Stuff.com, my store. We were primarily selling all at the store, but now that we're not at the store right now because of what's happening, we've moved everything online. So we're trying to give that experience of the actual space on store. And so it's a lot of work building a website. You understand what I'm saying? You do what takes you an hour takes me 31 days. You understand what I'm saying?
These days it's taking me 41, so I understand.
But you know, if you don't do it, who's gonna do it?
No, absolutely.
That's where you can find us, y'all. Thank you, PJ.
So very much. You dropped so many gems. I'm gym drunk is what I am. That's my next t-shirt.
Gym drunk.
Gym drunk is what I am right now. You dropped a lot. You like that? You like that?
Dude, you the man. Thank you for this thank you for this platform. It broke up the monotony of my day. And it's nice to see your face, and it's nice to see your smiling face. We you know, we need to keep sending out this light. Everybody may not understand the light. It might be piercing, and some people are going to hate it. They're going to be like, oh, gosh, you're making me feel better. Darn it. But you just got to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Thank you.
Absolutely. I honor you. I respect you. Again, I'm honored to be in a space where you live. I'm honored to be in a space where you create, and I'm honored to be in the space where you reside. I love you, and we'll definitely connect.
Oh, PJ, all right, sorry. You just said it. I want to remind you that in the 1920s, during the Depression, it was that time when there was nothing else to do. It was that time where Langston Hughes and just put them all together. They came out and they did their stuff. So this is, when I say get creative, not destructive, that's what I mean. Right now we're making history. The songs we do right now, the CDs, the art, that stuff we make right now, it is now. This is the history that's going to go out because ain't nobody buying it.
Exactly.
So ain't nobody go nowhere. So ladies and gentlemen, don't allow the devil to make you withdraw because of your situation. Freedom is actually in you producing it.
Right.
Okay. Not just thinking about it. All right. So everybody be inspired to create, and don't be afraid, y'all. This is why people like PJ exist, people like me exist, and anybody else on that line, you can reach out and be like, listen, I got this idea. Can you help me? Or can you help me get started? Because we know what it's like. That's it.
Dude, thank you. So people are talking. So Unique said, John, will you bring back Moses, please?
That was going to be my next show, but you know. But so it's coming. It's coming.
Exactly. Tracy said, Jim drunk. Exactly. Toya said, now is the time. Results, manifestation. We will find some beauty through these ashes. Absolutely. Tracy, call to serve. Yes. Ma Martina, divine your purpose. Yes. I need to get my instruction from God. It's the gift. Yep, I'm writing. Pastor Maurice said that the gift makes you look good. Oh, this is a good one. Awesome. Y'all know your role. Question, where can I purchase a soundtrack of the songs from Black Kid Joy? Can we make this happen?
We are. We actually are. I'm actually working on it right now. That's on my to-do list tomorrow. We're in pre-production right now, so keep that in prayer.
Last question from Unique Austin. A lot of us would love to support as many Black businesses as possible, but are unable to monetarily. What are some other ways that our community can show support to other Black businesses?
Definitely sharing, but not just sharing. Giving. You don't have to be there to give a review. You know, if you like something, you can give a review, and direct people, because sometimes sharing doesn't get as many looks and it gets as much attention. But if you add your personal touch to things, and giving reviews anywhere, and directing people to do things that you can't do. If you can't do it, you can direct somebody to be able to do that. Money is not just that. Attention too.
I agree. Ladies and gentlemen,
and prayer.
And prayer. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother, the great Dr. John Graves. Thank you, man. I love you much.
Okay. Take it easy.
All right, peace. Wow. Guys, this has been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for joining me for Icons and Convos. This episode was amazing, and I'm seeing some of you guys are still talking to me, which is good. quickly before you log off, because I know I didn't want the show to be this long, but I'm glad that it was, because we really got a lot of gems. Again, I'm Jim drunk, and I'm serious, and not Jim drunk, Jim drunk. Okay, but listen, y'all know, like I said last week, every week I want to give the Icon Award to somebody who is doing amazing things in the community. They are doing amazing things just in life, okay? And I know some amazing people, y'all. I really do. I know some amazing people are doing some amazing things. And this particular person I hold super close to my heart. They've been doing amazing work for years. And I just love the fact that when you do the work, what some people think is silent can be super duper loud, okay? Super duper loud, all right? And today, the Icon Award goes to none other than Pastor Brian V. Jackson of the Garden of Prayer World Prayer Center, okay? Y'all put some claps up right now. Put some claps up on your screen. Brian, the Icon Award goes to you today. One thing that I love about Brian Jackson is his heart for people. Brian has such a heart for people. And what I love about Brian is that he doesn't have to publicize stuff, and he doesn't have to, like, you know, say I did it or put my face on everything and this and that. Brian just does from his heart. And that's what I love most about him. He's literally turning North Philly upside down with his contribution to ministry, with his contribution to his community. Brian gives. Brian honors people every month. Ask me how I know, because I do 70 certificates a month, honey. 70, okay? But Brian is absolutely phenomenal. So today and forever, Brian, you are iconic, all right? You are iconic. Guys, thank you so much. This has been phenomenal. Let me see what some of you guys are saying. Tracy, oh my God. What's your cash app? We need to sow into you for what you are doing. That is amazing. My cash app is $Muse Branding. MUSE Branding. $Muse Branding. Yes, it'll come up as Horace Owens, because that's my government. And that's my daddy. Okay, I'm a junior, but that's my cash app. People are saying, yay! Yes, Brian is absolutely amazing. And again, he's doing super dope things. Unique said, that's my pastor. Yeah, he's doing super duper dope things in the lives of so many. And that's one thing that I admire about him and always have. So Brian, today you are iconic. The Icon Award goes to you. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on episode 2 of Icons and Conversations. Icons and Convos. Sorry, I'm getting so many projects mixed up in my mind. Please stay tuned. Next week, I'm going to start with my Black Music Month special. So if y'all like some dope music, y'all like dope artists, I need y'all to just be here. I'm working on a lot of good stuff. Okay, also, my last show is on my birthday, July the 16th, okay? Don't miss it. Do not miss it. That's all I'm going to say. Don't miss it. Thank you again. I love you all. Stay safe. Okay, remember, you are iconic. Live to create and create to inspire. You guys are amazing. I love y'all. Be safe.